Welcome to the Intimidation Hour.
I am Tim Harrington.
And I am Tim Miller.
Prepare
to be intimidated.
All right, friends, it is episode 2 of the Intimidation Hour. I am, of course, the smaller version of the Intimidators with my associate here, Tim Miller, the bigger version.
Right. You know, the way you said that made it sound like some sort of epic show. Like Star Wars, things of that nature. Episode 2.
Well, that's kind of what we're going for here. We're trying to start a new endeavor that's ultimately going to become at that level, some epic.
Wait, are you actually going for greatness here?
I'm working on it.
All right.
Fuck, we live in Wenatchee. I might as well do something with my life.
Yeah, good point. So, we have a couple of things on our agenda to talk to you folks about today, one of which is going to be weird freaking laws in Washington State.
Yeah, I was curious one night, and I was pretty much just bored, and I was kind of surfing the web, and I was thinking, I wonder where some weird laws are in the state that we live in. I came up on a fucking website.
What was that website, Mr. Harrington?
We got weirdfacts.com, and you can type in your state, and typed in Washington State, and
this way you folks know that we're not talking shit out of our asses.
No, of course not. We do have a big list of laws here that just do not make any sense.
And we're going to pull apart every last one of them in our typical humorous way.
All right, let's start off with a very interesting one here. It says it is illegal to attach a vending machine to a utility pole without prior consent from the utility company.
You know what I find humorous to this is, isn't it illegal to attach anything to one of those poles, honestly, without consent? Why are they specifying vending machine particularly?
Or utility pole, or it could be
Right, I don't understand. So it's illegal to do that specific thing, but if I wanted to go and hook up, I don't know, an amplifier and have a really big rock show, and I wouldn't have to ask anybody, just go do it.
Yeah.
Because that's not illegal, apparently, according to this law.
Utility
It's specified. I just don't understand how specified it is and why just that specific thing is mentioned. Why wouldn't you just come up with a blanket law that says, don't attach shit?
Prior consent. I just woke up this morning. I'm gonna go to the utility company, and I just had this idea. I want to attach a vending machine to one of their poles, and I got to get there before noon and get their consent, and that's what I'm going to do with my day.
Exactly. I wake up every day. I have weird thoughts like that. I think to myself, well, actually the thing that I would like to attach most to one of those poles would be a dancer. Yes, yes, one of us had to go there.
Of course they're going to say yes. What else we got here?
Next law, folks. Mr. Harrington, care to read this one off?
No person may walk about in public if he or she has the common cold.
Now that is total
what the
bullshit.
Fuck?
I mean, honestly, how many people out there that aren't fucking pussies go to work with a cold anyway? I mean, honestly, what are we supposed to do every time we catch a sniffle call into work? Yeah, because businesses are going to run real well like that.
No person may walk in public.
What if you don't have a car and you get the cold and you need to go get medicine?
Yeah.
Say the store's like 2 blocks away from your house and you just want to walk there. That you're telling me that is illegal?
I wonder if this applies to the governor too.
Oh, that would be...
I'm sorry, you're the governor, but you got the fucking common cold.
You may not leave your house.
I'm the governor. It doesn't matter. It's the law, and that's, folks, what we have to abide by in this. The common cold, what the fuck? Come on.
Because we're all going to take extra precautions.
Yes.
And how, in fact, do you know? What if it's a precursor to the common cold? You know how you start off feeling kind of ick, and then you wake up 1 or 2 days later, and then you've got the full-fledged cold? Are you still okay in the couple days prior? I mean, do you need to take special precautions?
Yeah.
Or what if you were to wear a hazmat suit so it couldn't get around? Could you have the common cold, walk around in public with a hazmat suit? Is that still going to be legal?
Yeah, so they need a degree of, common cold. What's their standard? What's considered a common cold these days,
I don't understand the sense behind it. I've never heard this law before you read this off, just to let you know. I wonder if this is specific to a certain town Or
I'm sure there's. Yeah, I'm sure it might be to a certain county or city.
well, anywhere it's absolutely asinine. I don't understand it. I just don't get it, man.
No person may walk about in public if he or she has a common cold. Now, it's more logical to not walk around if you have a hangover.
Well, yeah, because you're more likely to do something stupid because your mind isn't right.
Is there a law against that? I mean, I don't know. There's a.
Well, well, technically, if you have a hangover, you're still having some level of intoxication, and you can't be drunk in public. But what's their level of drunk?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can't drive if you're hungover, supposedly, if you're still gonna blow over.
Right.
So technically, walking would be in the same thing. So I guess it would be semi-illegal to walk around with a hangover.
So that's an interesting, folks. There's another one we have. It is illegal to entice girls away from the Maple Lane School for Girls. Entice.
Wow. Hey, Mr. Harrington, I'll fill in on a couple of funny things, but would you look me up a little factoid on this? Because I just have this burning question. Would you look up that school and see what age range those girls are?
You know, we have internet access right now.
We do. I'm just thinking because, you know, I mean, if it's like a preschool, yeah, nobody should be enticing any preschooler away from school at all ever.
What was that? Maple Lane School for Girls.
Maple Lane School for Girls.
Tell you what, you entertain our audience for a second. I'm going to look that shit up
I will be most definitely glad to entertain. Actually, it'll give me a chance to skew off of this subject and go into one of my own while he's looking this up. And then we'll skew right back into things. I'll have you back safe, folks, I promise. I kind of wanted to talk about kids today, being that we were talking about it just a second ago. I don't understand. You go to a convenience store and you see all these kids running around like chickens with their head cut off. Parents are nowhere to be found. The kids are just acting like literal assholes. And I keep wondering, what is the idea behind that? Where are the parents? And you look around and you see them eventually meet up with the parents. When they don't, that's even more scary. But, we have an advertisement, folks. Anyway, moving on. I'll push past the ads. Why do you have kids that are acting like this? And it makes me think, initially, is it because parents aren't raising their kids correctly? But that can't be 100% true all the time, because some people, I think, are just born natural assholes. And it seems like we have a lot of those running around. But we're also dealing with a lot more kids that are being plopped in front of a TV and having that be who raises them. And that could be for a couple of reasons. Either we have lazy-ass parents, or we have parents that are constantly working so they can support their family. What I don't understand is, how are we supposed to, as a nation, if you're not rich, raise a family correctly if you have to be working 24/7 and away from your kids, relying on somebody else to raise your kids? How are we supposed to function as a real and true society? We're raising a crop of intellectually and emotionally inferior people. And it started off because we stopped being able to afford to have somebody, whether it be the man or the woman, stay home with the kids and teach them when they're young all the values and real things in life.
That is a really good point.
We are not being provided. And part of me, the conspiracy theorist I am, wonders that if it isn't a plan. You got to think, if, giving the current position of our government in its current status anyway, they want to raise dumbed down people. They don't want somebody that's going to be intelligent or strong enough to say, hey, that's not right, and do something about it. And they're almost forcing us to raise kids that aren't able to do that in a lot of ways, because we don't have time. They want us to raise a whole line of new young people that don't have the intellectual or spiritual or heartfelt courage to stand up to the government. And we're almost there as it is, with all the different laws that are being broken and all the amendment changes that have been happening. we're still not really standing up. We talk a big game, but nobody's standing up to do a damn thing. Anyway,
Absolutely.
I think you've had a chance to look up what you needed to look up. Now we can skew back into our real conversation, folks. Sorry, I had to go off on that little
No, that
side
was
tangent.
a damn good point you mentioned. Absolutely.
So
now the
go for it.
Lane School for Girls. It is it's a pretty much a school for disciplinary problem girls, and
okay.
it is illegal to entice them, which
Did
pretty
we
much means.
did we find out an age range there, Harrington? That's what I was going for.
Oh, you wanted age range?
Yeah, age range of these girls.
Prior to the age of 18.
So under 18. Legally, yeah. Only I don't understand why it is just that school.
Yeah.
Again, why isn't it a blanket law? You're not allowed to try to attract women away from these schools. I mean, period. If you're under 18, why the hell would you do that?
Why does it specify this school?
Yeah. Why? What is this school so special for? Is it not a law that, gee, a girl's under 18? Maybe I shouldn't try to flirt with her at all.
It's like,
you know,
just
or
so you
try
don't
to
have
coax her away from something to come with me in my little white van.
Just so you don't have any common sense, it's going to be a law that you don't attract these girls away from our facility. Just if you have no common sense.
But apparently, any other facility at all, apparently it's okay because they're not mentioned.
It's going to be all right. Yeah. Here's another one that just doesn't make sense. X-rays may not be used to fit shoes.
Why the hell not? You know, if you need special fitting, then why don't it take an X-ray of your feet? Say you have a bone spur or some funky podiatrist nightmare. Why the hell wouldn't you take an X-ray to find this shit out so you can make sure you get the right shoes that ain't gonna fuck you up?
Well, when the hell did Payless get a fucking X-ray machine?
Yeah. And now coming to your Payless.
Shit.
X-ray machines, $5,000 for a shoe fitting. Here you are, folks. Who can afford it?
X-rays may not be used to fit shoes. Wow. What about a dress?
Well, are you saying we could use X-rays to fit a girl to a dress?
It'd be kind of neat. It'd be something.
X-ray vision.
X-ray vision. There you go.
Yeah, but then you get stuff that you really don't want to see.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
Kind of like a gynecologist. You know, they get the good and the bad.
What is this one? All lollipops are banned. Now that's debatable. I mean, that's too ridiculous to be even.
If
on
I
this
recall
list.
correctly, that was just in one specific town. It makes me wonder, okay, what horrible lollipop incident was there? Did they in fact form a lollipop guild? Did it try to take over the streets with little blue men?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Why? What was so bad? Did they raise a certain breed of inbred horror for an entire generation that did not have the mental capacity to figure out how to use a lollipop?
Now,
Boom, boom, boom.
are they talking about the candy lollipop? That's what I'm wondering. What else is there? I mean, that's fucking all I know.
I have no idea how to go past that. Maybe it was a horrible ban of... I mean, what it started off as one little blue guy, and he was talking with his buddies. And hey, man, we got to get those kids over there. Hey, you guys, come here. You guys want a lollipop? It's sugary.
Man,
your parents will have nightmares for years.
That's fucking horrible. What do we got here? This one's pretty logical. It is illegal to paint polka dots on the American flag.
Well, yeah, kind of illegal to deface it anyway. However, apparently, legally, it is still okay to burn a flag.
Yeah, that's what I heard, yeah.
So, why the hell, if you can burn a flag, why the hell couldn't you paint polka dots on it? I'm not an advocate of defacing the flag. It's not something that I intend to do. Our government's doing a good enough job in my eyes for that anyway. However, if you can burn it, why the hell can't you paint polka dots on it?
I don't know.
I
Polka
think
dots scare
that's
the shit out of me, right? I mean, that's
Yeah. Maybe it's somebody in the government had a phobia of clowns.
Might be the color of a polka dot.
Maybe it's just a specific. No, it doesn't specify color. It's just polka dots. They have a thing against polka dots. Folks, you can burn your flag, but you can't paint polka dots on it. What the fuck?
You know, you ask your fucking inmate, you know, what are you in here for? What crime have you committed to be in this fucking cell with me? And they say, you know, it was just one day I woke up and wanted to paint fucking polka dots on the American flag, and now I'm here.
Motherfuckers,
You get your fucking ass kicked, like.
Yeah, you go to jail. You tell that to your inmate, and he's just gonna call all of his buddies in there as soon as lockdown's over, and they're just going to rape you over and over and over again.
You know what your nickname's gonna be? It's gonna be polka dot. You know.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got here? People may not buy
hey,
a
Bubba,
mattress.
let's go polka dot. All right, repeat that, Harrington.
We got people may not buy a mattress on Sunday.
People may not buy a mattress on Sunday.
What the fuck, man? Come on. That's
All right. I understand, and biblical terminology. It's you can't do basically most things on a Sunday according to a lot of religion. Sure, I get it, but shouldn't that be your choice? Isn't that infringing on your right of religion? Saying you can't do that, even if you're not a part of that religion.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, our toes are being stepped on in little ways. Hooray, hooray! I don't care where it is. It's fucking illegal.
It's the worst fucking crime out there. Come on, fucking mattress.
No, well, my point is, it's fucking illegal to have that law in place.
Mm-hmm.
That law is illegal.
Now we're still, not considering the governor. I mean,
oh, of course they can get away with anything they want.
Yes. Next,
I don't think our governor actually uses a mattress. I think they just kind of sleep in a coffin.
Oh,
But
yeah. No,
anyway,
yeah.
Moving on. What's our next fun little law?
This one's actually kind of funny. It is illegal to pretend that one's parents are rich. Why is that illegal?
So basically, they're saying it's illegal to lie.
Yeah.
Like ever. Because there's so many other laws that aren't, so many other lies that are legal, but they're saying that one's illegal. Oh, why are you hiding the microphone? Folks, I just want you to know, my cohort here just cracked a Pabst Blue Ribbon. He's drinking a beer. Yes. You should kind of crack that into the microphone next time. Be proud of it.
It is Sunday, but I'm not buying a mattress.
What happens if your house burned down the day prior and you had no place to go and you just got this house and you spent almost all your money and you have just enough left after purchasing just the house alone? Just the house. So on Saturday you buy the house and you have literally enough after purchasing the house to buy a mattress. So you would have a place to sleep in your own new house, right? And you're telling me that, hypothetically, you could not go and buy a mattress the following day, which would be a Sunday, so you could sleep in your own house on a mattress, just because it happened to be on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Don't you think, and if you believe in God, that God would want you to be comfortable and well-rested? Because isn't Sunday supposed to be the day of rest? So a mattress would be kind of indicative of resting, I would think.
And I think that's the biggest point of it all. I mean, the day of rest, what are you going to sleep on? I mean,
right. You have to rest. You have to have I mean, that's once again. Damn it, that law is it goes against the Bible.
Unless of course
you people are fucking this shit
There's
up.
another meaning for mattress out there. I don't know.
Matricide?
Yeah.
Is that killing a mattress? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. What do we got?
This is a fun one. You're not allowed to breastfeed in public.
Well, God damn it! There goes my last line of defense. I was really. I mean, I'm a single guy, as aforementioned, and
that was your only hope.
That was my only hope of seeing a tit. I mean, come on.
In public.
Oh, tits in public have gone away. No, but on a more wholesome note about that, folks, and I'm just kind of joshing with the other bit, but honestly, if your child, if you're out in public and your child is just really hungry, and you find a nice little corner somewhere, as long as you're discreet about it, why the fuck can't you feed your child?
Yeah.
It's only kind of, I don't know, natural.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to do that.
You know, you're walking down the park with your husband. You're having a great day. You know, nothing can fucking bother you. Nothing in the world. You're walking in the park with your husband. All of a sudden, you see this woman fucking breastfeeding her child. And you say, "Oh my God, Paul, there is a woman with her tit hanging out feeding her child that is very hungry."
Oh, it's just terrible,
It's
isn't it?
fucking horrible.
Oh, it's just disgusting. I can't picture a more unnatural state of
Now,
being.
it's, of course, you know, there's other children around and stuff. That makes sense. But, you know, it's, if you're in a spot that, you know, nobody can really see you, I mean, what's the fucking problem?
You know, it occurs to me it's kind of a callback to our Bic lighter conversation on our last show. Women, you have to hide your tits like Bic lighters.
There's no hope. You can't feed your child anymore.
No. You have to be in an abysmal little hole in some stinky bathroom in some public restroom that's probably riddled with all kinds of diseases that you wouldn't want to subject your child to in order to feed your child. And you're more likely to get them sick in that restroom than you are in public. So they're forcing poor health in some aspects, I think, by making women go into these places to feed their hungry child. Anyway.
Tits and Bics, folks.
Tits and Bics.
Item. One may not spit on a bus, which is pretty logical. I mean, that's...
Well, see, I want to analyze that a little bit. I'm wondering, can you just... it's not very clear. I mean, I can understand a pedestrian hawking a loogie on a bus. That's not acceptable. If you're, or maybe if you're riding in the bus, just like hawking a loogie on the floor or on the seat or something like that. Yeah, that's bad. But what happens if you're chewing tobacco because you're trying to be semi-environmentally healthy and not blow smoke into the air, or throw your cigarette butts around and shit like that, and you just don't want to piss everybody off by smoking a cigarette. And you got to chew in, and, you know, because you're nicking out. You had a really bad day. You're stressed out. You're surrounded by people, man. You're like, what the hell? I've been around people for the last 12 hours at work. My feet hurt, and I'm pissed off. I need to chew, so you throw one in there. And what's the harm in spitting in a can or some naturally biodegradable thing discreetly? Is that illegal?
Well, yeah, according to this list.
So there's no spitting at all. Or what happens if it's accidental spitting? Like you're having a conversation, a little bit of spittle flies out of your mouth or something? Because technically that would be legal because there's no salivation apparently on buses either.
Well, of course, there's those conservatives out there that are keeping an eye on us.
Oh, well, here's another thing. So in order, folks, to protect yourself against no accidental spitting, make sure you smoke a lot of pot because you'll get cotton mouth and your mouth will be totally dry for the entire bus ride.
That's our only hope.
That's your only defense is before you get on the bus, you have to smoke a lot of pot. Apparently, that's all you can do.
That includes you old ladies.
Yes, little old blue-haired ladies, you must smoke a lot of pot before riding a bus.
Now, this law here is more like a riddle. When two trains come to a crossing, neither shall go until the other has passed. It sounds more like a fucking riddle.
Right. So what happens if they're both at a stop? Do they have to just eternally be at a stop?
Yeah.
They're just going to sit there for eternity, let the rest take over the train? I mean, what the hell?
That's interesting.
I don't understand. I understand if like one of them's coming and the other one's at a stop.
Yeah.
The one would let the other one keep coming. What happens if they're both at a stop? I mean, which one would have the right of way if they both can't go?
That's an interesting. Yeah, that's a good one. You cannot buy meat of any kind on Sunday. That kind of ties in with the religious thing, right? I mean,
Yeah. It's the same thing as mattresses. In order to rest, you can't be starving hungry. I wouldn't think because you're not going to be resting. You're going to be like, oh man, I'm freaking hungry. You're going to be twitchy all day. And say you follow this law for the most part, but 3 years go by, and you finally forget to go shopping on Saturday, which is your only real day off, and you're like, man, I'm hungry, my cabinets are bare, and oh man, I'm just hungry and I'm craving something. Yeah, you can buy other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can fill up on like chips,
Yeah.
and you know, broccoli and veggies and fruits and all that kind of stuff. But why the hell, if you can buy all these other foods, can't you go buy meat? What's against meat here?
It's meat.
It's meat. It's a part of our everyday friggin' diet. Are they biased against meat? You can buy fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy vegetables and nuts and everything else you want, but you cannot buy meat.
Fuck that.
And you know,
Fuck that.
there's some vegetables that have meat in them, not actual like cow parts or pig parts,
Yeah.
but you know, I mean, the meat of the vegetable, like artichokes,
Right.
and they refer to that as meat. So you can't buy artichokes either. Apparently, they didn't specify what kind of meat.
You take a fucking TV dinner up to the the cash register at Safeway on a Sunday. Fucking cashier was like, I'm sorry, there's meat in this fucking TV dinner. I cannot sell this to you.
Oh, that's all right. We could still go back McDonald's because there ain't no meat in there.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Just kidding, McDonald's. Just kidding. Don't sue me. That was a joke, kind of.
For our Bremerton people, it is illegal to chuck peanuts on the street. And, let's...
Peanut shuckers beware. I can just see it now. This old man hunched over with his brown fedora and his pants that are let out, held up by suspenders, and his untucked shirt, and he's walking along, and he's making an afternoon of feeding the birds in the sunshine, and he goes out there and says, man, I'm craving some peanuts. And he looks around, looks at his left, looks over to his right. He looks up and he looks down, looks behind him and in front of him, and just totally makes sure that everything's okay. And he takes out this little bag of peanuts. And he cracks one, and he puts it in his mouth, and he wasn't thinking, and he accidentally drops the peanut shell on the ground. And immediately 17 armed men come out with guns drawn and blazing, saying, get down on the ground right now!
Hang this motherfucker.
Yes, you will die. You dropped a peanut shell.
What the fuck?
I understand that's taken a little bit too far, but humor's sake, you know. Yeah, it's not cool because, you know, you walk by and you see 5,000 peanut shells on the ground as you're walking by. It's not a sawdust bar. Fine, I get it, but, you know, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Fucking peanuts. Bremerton. Let's go to Everett.
Everett.
Now here's this hypnotized thing I was talking about. Well, this is interesting. It is illegal to display a hypnotized or allegedly hypnotized person in a store window.
So how far do you take that? So you're telling me that according to this law, a dude can't stand in a store window pretending to be hypnotized and cluck like a chicken, even if it's just for some promotional thing because they have chicken on the sale.
Oh man.
Or what about a TV program? Let's just say for a moment that, you know, it's one of those storefronts that have the TVs in the window and the channel gets changed to some hypnotism show.
Oh yeah.
And the store owner doesn't even know it, but it's playing. A police officer can walk by, look in that window, and be like, "Son of a bitch."
And they will say that too. You know?
They will. They'll stop. They'll look in the window, see what's playing. They'll say, "Son of a bitch." And they'll bust in that place and take the shop owner to jail or fine them heavily or whatever the thing is. But I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's Washington. It's Washington. Fuck. Let's go to Linden. Dancing and drinking may not occur at the same establishment.
So basically what that in my mind equivalates to is you can go and get totally plastered in one place, but you have to sit there or stand. There's no other movement.
Yeah.
If there's a really, really attractive girl, you can't go ask her to dance. Even if there's music playing, you can't do it. You have to leave the place that you're currently drinking at, go to another place that's dancing only. There's no standing, there's no sitting, there's only dancing.
It's black and white. That's what you got to do. You know,
That's insane.
it's fucking footloose, man.
I mean, honestly, if you're a dude, 90% of us or more need the aid of alcohol to have the balls to ask a woman to dance. That's just kind of how it is. And you're taking away our ability to ask women to dance. They're trying to limit our breeding. That's what's happening.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's Lyndon.
Damn it.
Remind me not to play a fucking show there.
No. Anyway, let's go past Linden and move into Seattle for the next couple of years.
Yeah, Tim Miller and I are pretty big fans of weapons. In Seattle, you may not carry a concealed weapon that is over 6 feet in length, which, may not be a gun.
It's just a concealed weapon. Number one, concealed permits are concealed pistol permits from what I've seen.
Yeah.
And I haven't even seen a concealed weapons permit at this point in time anymore. So I'd like to know what time this law was actually made. But anyway, moving on to the logistics of the thing. Okay, who in the hell in their right mind is going to conceal something that's 6 foot long or better? Most people aren't even that tall.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, how? I mean, you could have something that's 5'11", and you still can't conceal that shit. How the hell? People are going to know you're carrying anyway, so why the even hell make that law? There's no weapon that you can conceal conceivably that is 6 foot or better. If you try to, everybody's going to know you have something anyway, so the law is moot. There's no possible outcome. There's no reason to have that law because it won't be concealed anyway. You might as well just walk around with it over your shoulder or whatever the hell it is.
Well, these fucking laws nowadays, I mean, anything's considered a fucking weapon.
Yeah. I pity the poor guy that has a really big dick.
It's fucking horrible. Jesus Christ.
All right, so what's the next on our agenda for Seattle here?
We're still in Seattle. This one's really interesting. Women who sit on men's laps on buses or trains without placing a pillow between them face an automatic 6-month jail term.
That's a pillow, folks. You can't use a tarp. You can't use a stuffed animal. You can't use a picture frame. You can't use a hat. You can't use a blanket. You can't use a guitar. You can't use anything specifically other than a pillow. And I understand, but say there's no room on the bus and it's a couple of sweethearts both wearing jeans, long jeans that are just there, and the woman sits on the guy's lap, or the guy sits on the woman's lap, you never know. I don't see anything wrong with that. I understand that, raunchiness and, quick sex on the bus sort of a thing can happen. But I think that's taking a little bit too far. And specifically stating pillow.
Yeah. Fucking pillow.
God damn it. Poor pillows, man. They take all of it.
And why 6 months? 6 months in jail. Why is that so fucking bad?
I don't understand. You could have a very clean-cut Christian couple that haven't not had sex. They've been together for 1.5 years. They're not married, and they're waiting to have sex until marriage. And they're pleasantly dressed, both of them wearing pants and shirts and shoes, and there's no possible way that anything could come out and reach her at all. And that's still going to be illegal because there was no room on the bus and she was really wanting to sit down and he was really wanting to sit down because they've both been walking around for 15 miles prior to getting on the bus.
Right.
They're going to go to jail because she sat on his lap.
It's fucking Christmas time. We're traveling to see our family. The bus or train's fucking full, and I need some place for my woman to sit.
Yeah, and I can understand even. I mean, you stand your ass up as a guy and let the woman sit down. I get that. That's part of chivalry, which is almost dead, but not quite. But why does the guy have to suffer too? Why can't they both just sit down? Maybe they've been walking for 15 miles.
Inside note. I think the funniest thing more than these laws is the people that follow these laws.
Wow.
Like, honey, I can't let you fucking sit down on my lap. You don't have a pillow. We're gonna go to jail. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
and how many people carry a fucking pillow with them?
Yeah.
I mean, they just have like a backpack full of random shit so they can obey strange laws?
Mm-hmm. That's Seattle, folks. We have another.
Another Seattle.
We got no one may set fire to another person's property without prior permission, which is pretty makes sense,
without
right?
without prior permission. So let me get this straight, though. I mean, are they discounting other laws? So if I walked up to this dude and I said, "Hey, man, you know what? You got a really ugly house, and I know it's right in the middle of suburbia, but I don't like your house. Is it okay with you if I just burn the motherfucker down? Is that okay?" And you might get some crazy asshole that says, "Yeah, man, you know what? You're right. It's hideous. I could use the insurance. Whatever. Burn the motherfucker down."
Just do it. Fuck it.
You're telling me
Just fucking
that
do it.
if I got permission like that I could just burn their house down and have no legal recourse at all?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start asking people if I can burn their shit down.
You know,
That'd be kinda fun.
it's. I woke up today and I just wanted to burn your fucking house down. Will you let me? You know.
Yeah, you might get somebody that says yes eventually, and apparently, as long as you have permission, no matter where it is or what it is, if you have permission, you won't be the one that gets in trouble.
Sir, you're facing charges, serious charges, for burning this man's house down. Hey, I asked permission. He said yes. Fuck it. Leave me alone.
Is that true, sir? Did he ask you permission? Yep.
Well, he
All right,
did.
I guess you can go home, man. You're good. What the hell?
We're still in Seattle, folks. It is illegal to carry a fishbowl or aquarium onto a bus because the sound of the water sloshing may disturb other passengers.
Yeah, but what if the fishbowl or aquarium doesn't have any water in it?
It doesn't have to be water, yeah.
Yeah, or say there's nothing in it. Say it's just the actual device, just the fish bowl or just the aquarium that doesn't have any water.
Mm-hmm.
Is it specifying that you can only do that if it doesn't have water, or you can't carry them with you, period, ever, even if it does or doesn't have water? They just assume that it's going to have water in it.
Mm.
What if it's a dry bowl?
Yeah, fuck those guys.
God damn it.
Let's go to fucking Spokane.
Hey, it's a change
Spokane
of scenery,
sucks, too. We
folks.
got
We're
some
going to
laws.
Spokane. Here we are. Beep, beep. We have arrived.
What is this? No one may kneel on a pedestrian skywalk?
All right. So apparently, if you're walking on a skywalk and you notice, you look down and you see one of your shoes, man, it's become undone.
Yeah, yeah.
Your shoe becoming undone has become your undoing because you, without thought, bend down. You have kneeled to tie your shoe. And once again, 7 heavily armed men will come out of nowhere and kill you.
Fuck. Spokane, what are you doing to us? Another one, I mean, this happens in Spokane too. Spitting on a city bus is outlawed.
Yeah, once again, we go right back. I mean, what is the definition? And are they talking about somebody standing outside spitting on it?
Could be.
It could be.
Mhm.
They don't specify. Maybe just shouldn't spit in the general area of a bus, just to be safe, folks.
I love spitting on buses, dude.
I know. What about a model bus?
They didn't. Oh no, it does say city bus. Fuck it.
What if it's a model bus that says city bus on it because you're trying to recreate the city?
Right.
What if somebody sees you spitting on the model bus that says city bus on it?
Then you're going to jail. Fuck
Oh,
this.
God
It's
damn it.
horrible. It's
There's just no
Spokane.
way around this, man.
It's
We're
Spokane.
trapped.
It sucks. Still in Spokane, persons may not wear a life jacket near the Spokane River.
So what if you're shut in, and after 12 years, you finally get talked out of leaving your house, and somebody says, "Okay, we're gonna go for a walk, and we're gonna go by this water source, and it'll be good, and you'll enjoy it." And you're scared crapless. You've got your gloves on to make sure there's no germs getting at you, and you're gonna be walking near the water, so you want to wear a life vest. You don't even have an intention of jumping in, but you just want to be safe in case you fall. If you do that, you're going to jail. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're just flat out going to jail because you wanted to be safe. You didn't even want to swim in it. You didn't even want to be wet. You're afraid of germs. You just want to be safe. But you're going to go to jail because you wanted to be safe and protect your own life. What's next,
It's
Mr.
fucking
Harrington?
stupid.
Yeah.
Spokane for you. Now this ties into another Sunday. Apparently, you can't do anything on Sunday because you cannot even buy a fucking TV in Spokane on Sunday.
You cannot buy a TV. Again, isn't that kind of part of relaxing in today's American culture is sitting in front of the boob tube? So what happens
Right.
if you don't have a boob tube and you want to relax?
Mm-hmm.
You can't relax in front of the boob tube on Sunday. I mean, football folks, come on.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
You have to go to somebody else's house. So you could actually exert more energy going to somebody else's house that could live, say your nearest friend is 50 miles away. You're burning more gas, using more minerals, you're sweating more, you're working more. You could have just, you know what, you could have called a rent-a-center and be like, bitches, deliver me a TV. But no, you can't do. Oh, wait, that's not buying a TV. That's renting one. You might still be able to rent a TV, folks. There is salvation.
There's fucking hope.
You might be able to
There's
rent.
fucking hope.
As long as you rent it, and you're going to be okay.
God, I was freaking out about that. Fuck that.
We can still get TVs on Sunday.
Now, this is in Spokane County. You know, not necessarily in Spokane. We got the county. It's, strippers may not come closer than 4 feet to any customer, which...
Well, yeah, they can't come closer than 4 feet, but what if they give you that, come here finger, and you as the customer, with their permission, come closer to them. They're not coming closer to you. You're coming closer to them.
Wow,
so there's
that's
a
a
way
really good
around
point.
that.
Mm-hmm.
You can still get a face full of titties if you want to.
Fuck.
You can, as long I mean, I'm just
As long as you walk up to
guessing
them.
here. As long as they invite you to walk up to them.
Yeah.
See, or there's the opposite way to take that. What if it's an accident? What if the stripper is doing some crazy move that requires all kinds of gymnastics and they accidentally come a half a foot too close? Are those bitches going to jail? Because they were trying to provide clean-cut entertainment for us men folk or women folk, depending on who's there. What if it's just an accident? Do they have measurements where they're at? And what about apparently lap dances don't exist anymore, because that would be kind of a shitty lap dance.
Oh, if you're in Spokane County, fucking forget about it.
Oh, God damn it. They're taking
Spokane
away my
County.
titties again.
It's fucking stupid, man. I'm sorry I happened to read this to you.
I'm depressed, man. First they're fucking with my tits and my bics.
Well, fuck it. We ain't going to Spokane.
No.
Fuck that shit.
Not for tits anyway.
Now, what is this, Waldron Island? Where is that?
You
Mr.
know,
Miller?
I have never heard of Waldron Island. It's not a place that I've been.
I've heard of the Waltons, but
Yeah, well,
this is Waldron.
totally different.
No structure shall contain more than 2 toilets that use portable water for flushing. Waldron Island.
Well, why the hell not? That's all I can say. Why the hell not?
Portable water for flushing.
Are they just afraid of the stank that might occur? What if they maintain it?
Oh, it says pot.
Or do they have unreliable people that happen to be around Waldron Island a lot more? People that aren't well employed, they can't fulfill their job, that they have
Before
to make
anything,
laws like that?
before I respect that law, I want to know where the fuck Waldron Island is.
Yeah.
Let's
me
go to
too.
Walla Walla. It is illegal to give noxious substance to a bird in any city park.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that illegal everywhere?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just Walla Walla. So
I think they
apparently,
just reinforce it more down there.
yeah. But if it's just Walla Walla, then you can do it fucking anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, here's a noxious substance.
Yeah.
I want you to have this, bird. Here. Want to get high?
Want to get high. Oh man, we got Wilbur.
Wilbur.
You
Wilbur.
may not ride an ugly horse.
You may not
Now
ride an
that's just
ugly horse in
insulting.
Wilbur. And it is. And what I don't get is, say you're one of those people that think that all life is beautiful, and you get this mangy 75-year-old horse, and it's seen some better days. It's got some scars beat up, and it's had some existence, and and you choose that you want to love this horse and you think it's the most beautiful thing in the world, but your ass can go to jail if somebody else deems that it's not attractive. Again, what's basically happening is they're inflicting a law based on somebody else's idea of what beauty is.
Right.
What the fuck? Is that not illegal in itself?
Well, I think it should more apply to...
Whose opinion is it? Whose opinion counts? Who deems whether a horse is ugly or not?
I think it should apply more to wives and girlfriends, honestly.
And the divorce rate drops, folks.
Like,
And
I'm
the
sorry, I
divorce
gotta haul
rate-
you in. Your wife is just fucking flat out butt ass ugly.
Right. And what happens to the wives? Are they put down? So, because that would
think,
get
right?
that would give, you know how so many women get married and all of a sudden they just blimp out and they let themselves go and all that kind of stuff. Well, that shit ain't gonna be happening in Wilbur.
It's fucking illegal, dude.
No, man, they gotta stay fit and thin and trim for the rest of their existence.
Oh, man.
Oh, geez, now we sound like sexists. You know this? We sound
It's the
we sound like egotistical male chauvinist pigs.
And folks, that's why we started the show, so we can say what the fuck we want. And of course, that's not what she said. Now, folks, that is Washington state law. That's a list of laws that we have to abide by, and that's, you don't have to respect it, of course, but
Right. My question is how many of those laws does anybody actually ever pay attention to? And how many people that live in these places with these crazy laws actually even know about them? Because aside from a couple of them, this is the first I'd heard of any of them.
yeah.
I mean, do cops and police officers and judges have knowledge of all these wacky, weird laws that are in place? I mean, what if one of them saw you riding an ugly horse? They would say, damn, that is an ugly horse, but they're probably not going to arrest you for it.
Right.
I want to know some of the penalties.
Oh, yeah, huh? Now, what's the jail term for riding an ugly horse?
Yes.
What is that?
What happens to the horse? What happens to you? Do you actually go to jail?
If a senator or a fucking anybody that belongs to the fucking Washington state government is listening to this, I want you to get a hold of us. Let us know these fucking laws.
And you know what? Leave us a comment. Put them right on our comments bar so everybody here can see them. And
fucking educate us.
Feed us. Feed us this education. We are inquiring minds. As a matter of fact, I wholeheartedly beg you, if anybody here knows this stuff, I want you to get a hold of the people that make these laws. I want opinions from the lawmakers themselves, or the people who actually upkeep these laws, to explain some of them. Some of the not so obvious ones, obviously the fire thing, but even then I would still like a little bit of clarification.
We're excluding logic, the stuff that does not make any sense. We're dying to fucking know.
The crazy shit. We want to know answers. We want to know real answers. So if you listen to this and you know somebody, or you're part of somebody that upholds these and knows about these laws, let us know. We are dying to know. And if you say something that's totally logical and we say, holy shit,
Yeah.
we will say it and as soon as we get these answers. I want to know more. Provide us with more knowledge.
Now, what is me personally, my favorite, it's just so fucking humorous law, I just can't even fucking wrap around, is the X-ray to get your shooting. And it's the ugly horse one. That's it might be the ugly horse. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, well, you can't beat one.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, wait, that's dead ones.
That's true.
All right, so that's your law that you would die to know more about. That's the one that you got to say, oh man, why can't they X-ray my feet and tell me what the fuck?
Yeah.
They can't. That's the one you really want to know about.
Well, I don't know. It's the ugly horse one is I'm torn between those two. It's
Yeah, those are probably the ones that are tweaking with my mind the most.
yeah.
And that whole woman on the bus thing, woman sitting on a man's lap with a pillow.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to know some more clarification. I want to know the details. Does it have to? Does it actually have to be a pillow? And how far is that going to go? Is there a dress code? Does she? I mean, I could understand if she's wearing an almost non-existent mini skirt and he's wearing really loose shorts, sort of a thing, sitting in the back of the bus, kind of keeping their eye out over everything, and they're kind of moving in a strange way. I could see that kind of a thing, you know. But if they're both wearing pants and they're both, you know, not doing anything, and there's just no room on the bus, and they're both exhausted, are they still going to get fined or go to jail? I mean, I want to know the particulars of each one of these. I want to know every little thing, and I don't want a website sent to us that says all this kind of stuff. I want in your words. I want you to make sense of it logically.
Fuck that! I want a phone call.
Well, I don't want to give them my phone number. You give them yours
true.
if you want. I'm gonna give these crazy motherfuckers my phone number.
Now leave us a message. Let us know. That'd be fucking awesome.
Post it on our message board. Post it. Post many of them. I want to know. I'm begging. I'm salivating over the thought of these responses.
Now this is Washington state laws. You know, I'm sure there's some way more fucked up laws in America. Different states. You know, I actually like this state. I lived here all my life and stuff. Never disliked the state.
I don't like so many of the laws. I mean, there's a lot. Thank you, Obama, for being such a shitbag. As you can tell, I don't like him. But, of course, there's tons of either state laws or, I mean, government pretty much all over is fucked for the most part. There's a couple of outstanding citizens in our law enforcement branches here and there that I don't have a beef with, that are standing up for actual rights that I've been pretty impressed with. But for the most part, I'm dismally disappointed.
You know why? What I'm most disappointed is, you know, they passed this liquor law. Was it back in June? You know, which makes sense. I mean, you know, tax the shit, but really let us know when we go to Safeway and we're wanting to buy a bottle of rum.
Yeah, you see one price tag and you're like, oh hey, all right, $20, $18, $25.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you go up and it's like $40 or $50, and you say, what?
Yeah, that's just stupid.
And then there's like certain amounts of the liquor. You know, there's like court tax and shit like that where you have to pay more for a certain size because it's already not taxed enough, apparently. How the hell? I mean, are you supposed to just bring some calculator and like haul over one of the employees and say, okay, how much is the tax on this? What's the liter tax on this?
They're
half of them don't.
No idea.
They just look at you and say, I don't know. You got $60 or $70 on you. The bottle says 18. What the fuck?
You want a pint of BV? Bring $100 just in case.
I mean, I understand. I mean, pulling some of the liquor out of alcoholics' hands is their goal, maybe.
Yeah.
But is that going to really stop an alcoholic? No. Fuck no. They're either going to steal it, which is promoting theft, or they're going to ask their buddy to buy it, or people find ways. I mean, like any addiction. If you're a smoker and you're nicking out, and it's been 2 days and you're going through withdrawals, you're going to find a way to get some smokes.
Oh, yeah. Addiction finds a way.
Always and forever.
But that is Washington state laws that we're talking about, and this is actually a pretty recent discovery. I think I actually showed it to you, Mr. Miller. What was it, 2 nights ago?
2 nights. Actually, was it last night?
It might have been last night.
I think it was last night.
Yeah.
It was last night. That was in our discussion on spray painting T-shirts.
Oh, my God.
Incidentally, folks, as aforementioned, Mr. Harrington plays in a group called Play With Fire, and we got to looking around at, places making T-shirts and things like that because they wanted some band shirts. They want to sell some stuff and start making some money because, as obviously aforementioned in our last program, it ain't cheap being in a band or getting from place to place. If you live in Wenatchee and need to go to Seattle for a group, you're taking 2 to 3 vehicles. And that's a lot of damn gas money, especially the larger rigs that you need so you can transport your equipment. They tend to be gas hogs. And a lot of times these groups aren't even getting paid enough to cover their gas fee. And so you kind of got to sell some merchandise to make up for the loss, so at least you can break even.
Now, yeah, I had this idea of, let's sell some shirts. Let's get this thing going, and then all you need is a shirt and spray paint, right?
And a little bit of cardboard with some time.
Actually had to learn the hard way. We actually tried that tonight. Tried making our first band T-shirt.
Hey, the first one turned out all right.
Yeah, it was good. Well, I decided to spray paint my hoodie because I wanted our band logo on it.
Didn't turn out as good.
Now I got a fucking paint splatter in the back of my hoodie. It's still fucking cold outside, so I got to wear it.
And what's more is, so the T-shirt was white, and we used black spray paint, and it turned out wonderfully. And then the hoodie was black, so we used this shitty white spray paint. And it smeared everywhere, you can't read it, all that kind of stuff. So we decided, hey, it'd be a good idea if we just went over the back of it with black spray paint. Did it cover up the white spray paint? No. It mixed to form some kind of crazy other color that isn't gray. I don't know how the hell it happened, because black and white make gray.
Well, honestly, I think I just made a big lump of coal right on my hoodie, dude. It's bad, fuck.
Yeah, well, at least when people ask what the hell, you'll have a story to tell them, or in a concerted effort to get more people to listen to our talk show, you can say, you know what the story is? Listen to the Intimidation Hour. Check it out. You'll sit through an hour of crazy weird shit, and you'll say, wow, these guys are insane. I think I'll like them.
Either way, folks, you got to learn the hard way, just like these dumb fucks with these Washington state laws. And I hope you guys look into it, fucking considering all you fucking politicians in the state. Email us, fucking let us know.
We are dying to know. And I'm not trying to smear any of you. It's not our intent. But we just want to know some particular details. How far in depth do these laws go? I mean, Wilbur, tell us a little something about it. Come on. In your own words, let us know what's up. Let the people read it. Just because we brought it up, and whoever does decide to actually listen to our show might be wondering the same thing. All right, folks, I think it's about time to start thinking about wrapping this conversation up. This has been the Intimidation Hour, and this is the larger of the two Tims.
I am, of course, the smaller version.
Only in size, Mr. Harrington. Only in size. All right, folks, it has been an absolute pleasure bending your ears, and we appreciate your time. Thank you for checking us out.
Have a good night.
Signing off.